Hinduism Today magazine is published from Kauai's Hindu monastery in Hawaii. This issue, which is both in print and online, is a journey into the heart of Hinduism. It contains articles on who is the greatest god in the Hindu pantheon, a controversy of a Swami who crossed the ocean, and a beautiful new Shiva temple just being opened in Karnataka state. And we have a modern youth pilgrimage, 3 countries in 3 weeks. Our publisher, Bodhinatha Velan Swami, addresses a seldom discussed issue by asking us the question, who is the greatest god, Vishnu or Shiva? It's a touchy subject that most people prefer to avoid. Some extol the supremacy of Lord Vishnu, while others speak of Shiva as the Lord of the cosmos, worshipped by all of the other deities. Bodhinatha gives the unifying answer that brings these controversies together, that is captured in this art, which depicts Hari Hara, the deity whose right side is Lord Shiva with Nandi, and whose left side is Lord Vishnu with Garuda. There is an amazing resurgence of temple building in India these days. On February 16th, 2008, a grand temple to Lord Shiva as Kala Bhairava, the Lord of Time, was opened in Karnataka state. The founder was none other than Balagangadhara Nathaswamy, who at the opening was presented the 2008 Hindu of the Year Award. Swami brought together from all over India Hindu leaders and Swamis to celebrate this rare all-stone temple, one of the few to be built in India in this century. When an Indian Swami crossed the ocean to visit devotees in the West, he was deeply criticized, and certain of his worship rites were curtailed. At his historic monastery in Udupi, South India, his right to conduct pujas was challenged. The story explores the 8 mutts that surround the temple and tells how Sri Sugendra Tirtha Swami's dilemma was resolved. It also notes that Swami Vivekananda was similarly outcast when he traveled to Chicago in 1893. Our fully illustrated 16-page educational insight called Difference is Real explores the life and teachings of one of India's greatest masters, the 13th century saint Sri Madhvacharya. His tale is full of spiritual growth and amazing encounters. Madhva's mother took the child one day to a public lecture, and when the speaker made an error interpreting the text, the boy boldly pointed out the mistake, offering the correct view, which the pundit accepted gracefully. One day in the icy Himalayas, Madhva saved a disciple from death by merely waving his hand to create a supernatural wind that carried the monk to safety. Madhva's doctrine of duality is an important counterweight to the Shankaran Advaita school. His writings of dualism are extensive, and though they were captured on simple ola leaves, the palm leaves of India, they survive today and have become one of the major schools of Indian philosophy. Lord Ganesha can enter people's lives in mysterious ways. For photographer Shauna Dressler, it was a chance encounter on a busy New York street. In a Manhattan bookstore where she found a beautiful book with Ganesha on the cover and spent the next 5 years of her life photographing Ganesha festivals around the world. Vaidehi Ganeshan lives on a remote island in Hawaii, yet she and her friends have conspired to help the women and children in her hometown of Tuticorin. Henry David Thoreau was a 19th century American writer who adored the Hindu sacred texts. Living the life of a hermit, he wrote the following: "Whenever I have read any part of the Vedas, I have felt some unearthly and unknown light illuminating me. In it, there is no touch of sectarianism." With so many youth these days opting for a worldly path, it's rare encouragement to see 13 young ones embarking on a spiritual pilgrimage together. Our article focuses on the life-transforming experiences they encountered in Cambodia, Malaysia, and India. Traveling with 96 seekers, these youth and children were thrust into crowds of devotees during the remarkable 3 weeks. Their own words tell a story of sharing, suffering, questioning, exploring, and discovering God. Kartikeya Katir spoke on the value of spirituality in his life. It is a guide to help me make choices throughout my life. It's easier to deal with situations when you have an idea of what the right thing to do is. The understanding of karma has the biggest effect on my daily actions. I see myself thinking, well, what kind of karma might this action create for me? Shivani from California had this to say: I want to live life expressing my soul, and a spiritual approach is the only way to do that. If you are spiritual, you have more control over how you respond to things. We end this issue with a touch of humor from the Quotes and Quips page, in which the guru on the left mountain says, I only know the meaning of life. Old Gupta over there, he knows what women want. That's a brief look at the contents of our July, August, September issue. For more details, find us at www.hinduismtoday.com.